Good morning to you. You're listening to Brazen Exchange, and I'm your host, Vanessa Emadi. It's 2:26 a.m., so forgive me if I sound drowsy because I actually want to sleep, but I was thinking about my podcast and I decided to make some research because I haven't posted in a while. And I decided to make some research about current trends, things that I could talk about, what what is happening with the youth basically. Obviously, some of the major things, right? Mental health, unemployment, loneliness, things like that. Those are the things that came up. Those are the current trends and they are appearing in different forms. And just the thought of doing that research, deciding on the topic that I wanted to speak on, doing the research, as I started thinking about the process. So eventually do my research, come on here, speak on the topic, and start the editing process, start the graphics graphics design, start the captions, posting on 7 different platforms. It is a lot. And then I thought to myself, Vanessa, could this be the end of an era? Oh my God. I just thought this is a lot. And to be fair, I'm not making any money from it at the moment. I do this because I just I know this is something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Well, that 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 is my response. So that was my response when I spoke about this podcast idea to a friend. I told her, if there's one thing I know that I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life is talking. I want to be on TV shows. I want to be on interviews. I want to interview people. I want to talk about topics. I want to talk about interesting things. I want to spark people's mind, their imaginations, and just ask those questions that people rarely ask or don't think to ask. So talking, communicating, that was the basis of my podcasting. So regardless of if I was going to get paid or not, I know that talking is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. That 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 was my answer at the time. And so now, how many episodes after? I think about maybe nine. Oh, wait, hold on. Could be 10 or more. See, I don't even know. But yeah, let's just say 10, about 10 episodes. And just thinking about the editing process. See, there is the idea stage, there's the execution stage, and there is the implementation stage, right? So all of that is beautiful to ideate, is beautiful to execute, but then to now, okay, I've done this thing, so let me push it out there. It's a lot of work. If you don't do, it's a lot of work. And I'm the one doing my graphics design. I'm the one coming up with captions. And honestly, r- writing captions, if I've not said this before, I absolutely hate coming up with captions to write for a post. I'm the kind to write a long form post. So if it's a blog post, if it's an article, if it's things like that, like full fledged stories, write ups, that's my niche. But just all these really short captions, not my forte. But if it's a quote, if you say, "Oh, I just need a quote. Like if it's something, if it's a one liner, yeah, that's my strength. So you see, so I'm in the extremes. Either it's either a one liner or a full fledged long form statement. But that middle ground where you just try something short, breezy, cheeky, that's not me. That's not me. I don't see every single time I have to write a caption for my blog post, for my podcast, I always have to just think, Vanessa, what message do you want to pass across? Just, and then I start coming up with different things. And at the end of the day, I just mix match. And I say, oh, this is exactly the message that I want to pass across. And then that's how I decide on on what to post my caption. But yeah, so you see, even that is a process for me. So yes, so I'm the one covering up all of these things, and I was speaking to my sister. I'm like, I'm just so tired. I'm tired of doing this, and it came up in my head. I'm like, do I just say goodbye to this podcast era? And I'm currently in this learning phase where I'm understanding things about myself in and this particular area of learning is that when things get hard, when things get tough, I quit. I quit. It's not always like that, but when it comes to jobs, when it comes, it's like don't be stressing me. So there's certain things that I will quit, and there's certain things that I will not quit. Right? I won't quit on people. I won't quit on, yeah, you get the gist. But then when it comes to like a job, a project, if it's, how will I put it? I don't know how to explain this, but if it's only me handling that thing and I know that more could be done, or I have resources and they're not being used, and I'm just like, what's the point of me? So I'm carrying this entire thing on my back, on my neck. No, you can't stress me. I'm going to be out of there. So I quit. And I am learning now that consistency, commitment, I have to make those priorities if I'm going to get the future that I desire. And sometimes quitting is good, but then you have to decide 5 years from now, 10 years from now, oh, that's even too long. A year from now, Vanessa, do you think you're going to grow in this area? Do you think this is going to become something? And if I can actually see that, if I know that, okay, if I put in this effort, if I put in that, if I'm able to do this, I'm going to get A, B, and C, then great. But if I realize that by doing A, by doing B, if I foresee that, oh my God, Vanessa, you're going to be doing A and B for the rest of your life. Do you actually want to be doing that? And that scares me. Like, it's not exciting, it's monotonous. I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. And honestly, that has been the reason why I have left. Well, part of the reason why I have left every single official corporate job that I've had. I just, like, when things get hard, when things like when the people are not peopling, when the systems are unfair, and I'm doing all this work, and then I see that pattern, and I forecast and I say, Vanessa, seeing what is happening now, and let's say this continues a year from now. Do you actually want to stay here? Do you want to be here? And I get scared. I'm like, oh my God, no, I don't. Like, I don't see myself here a year from now doing the same thing, working with the same people, being in the same system. And I'm just like, okay, no, like I have to find my way out. So I have just always left. Like it's easier for me to just up and say, okay, no, like I'm going to find another one. Thanks and God bless. No, you can't stress me. But now this is my personal project, right? A car Let me not say a career. Yeah, a job is a job is a job. If today I say I wanted to be a cashier, it's so easy to walk into a store and say, "Oh, can I manage your store for you?" Or can I be at the reception managing sales, attending to customers? Can I like you can do that, you can make that happen. But now this is my personal project. I can't quit on my personal project. I was going to, but I can't quit on my personal project. And so that thought about quitting this project, it just brought out that one that no, Vanessa, but we are learning that quitting is not good, at least for you right now. Maybe later on you can quit on certain things, but right now we are trying to build habits of consistency, of commitment. You don't have that. It's easy for you to drop things. I want you to focus. I want you to actually commit to something, and let's see what can become of that thing rather than just rather than giving up, rather than giving up. And hence why this is why I have this is why I'm doing this right now, audio, right? I feel like this is a better and safer option than quitting. So instead of, I was talking about all the processes that come with editing videos, this yada yada yada. Yeah. So instead of doing that, why not just make it an audio, an audio podcast, almost like you're listening to a radio. So an audio podcast, all I have to do is just what you're watching right now, what you're listening to right now, just make that happen. And that's all I do. Funny enough, I even said, what, I don't even need to write a caption. I'm just putting it out there like, let's just start. Let's just start. I always like to plan things. I always want things to be perfect before I put things out there, but I'm not doing that anymore. Let's just start. Like, let's just push things out there. Okay. And that's it. And I guess we'll see where this takes me. But anyways, this for me is me being determined to say I'm going to stick to this podcasting. I don't have to make a video. I don't have to like really content creation, probably not for me. But talking let's this is my project, my pet project. Let's just make this happen. So I'm determined to see this through. God help me. Amen. And this would take me to job hopping. So, job hopping, while there are all these great benefits of job hopping, like salary increments, you get a brand new shiny title, you get to work in different organizations, like I've had the opportunity to, and I'm grateful for it. You also, what else? You get to meet different people. So, different people, some good, some bad, but you take the lessons and you move with it. But now the negative side of job hopping is that you never get to integrate with the team. You never get to be a part of anything. It's almost like you're an outsider looking in, checking for your time, and then when you feel like your time is up, you just say, "Oop, I'm out. Bye." Like you don't it's like Cinderella before the ball ends, like midnight and you're running, and sometimes you leave your glass slipper behind. the people that you've met that are actually great people. You're already forming bonds, but then you realize that, oh my God, I can't be here any longer than this. And for somebody like me, I'm not the kind to maintain a relationship, like a newly formed relationship. If I've known you for a long period of time, then I'm going to stick to you like glue. But if I've I've known you for a short period of time, like I'm getting to know you, and all of a sudden our journey is cut short abruptly, I'm just going to say adios, goodbye. It was nice knowing you, and I'm never going to look back. I would remember our fond times together. I would remember those great moments. I remember making things happen for one another. But then I'm just like, I'm praying for you in my spirit, wherever you are. I wish you well. So that is one of the downfalls of job hopping. You never get to integrate. You're never part of a team. And sometimes it feels like there's a negative perception around it that you are mm, like you're a gold digger. You're digging for gold. Like you're cold, you're a mean person because you've made all these people to depend on you. And again, example, um, see, I thank God because whatever thing that I do, w- wherever I'm a part of, I make things happen. God has blessed me with the spirit of excellence. So I create systems. I'm just like, to be honest, let me just you. To be honest, people didn't know that that day was my last day until they realized that, oh my God, this is Vanessa's last day, because I was working like nothing had happened, nothing had changed. I was even still following up with somebody that day about a particular project. I was still following up with somebody about a particular project. And so when it was time to go home and everybody saw me doing like an exit interview, they were all surprised, like, wait, what's going on? What's happening? Wait, is it true? Is Vanessa actually leaving? Meanwhile, I had resigned about like 2 months ago. I resigned 2 months ago, but people didn't know that because my actions, it didn't change. I was still doing the work the way I started from the very beginning. Still very like you could depend on me to make things happen until I left, and like obviously Vanessa is gone. So yeah, you have to carry on without me. So that's a bit, so when I say you could come off as cold and mean because now you made all these people depend on you. They think that you're going to work with them through projects and like they're talking to you about future projects that are coming up and you are part of the team and you're like, oh yes, let's do this. I think this. Meanwhile, you very well know that no, in 2 days' time, I'm going to be out of your existence. So yeah, job hopping can be rough. It can be rough, and I'll just say that I am grateful. I am grateful for the experience that I've had. And now I'm learning new things. I always say that I want to be in a place where I can celebrate 1 year anniversary, 2 year anniversary, 3 year anniversary. Is To be honest, the thought of it scares me, but it also excites me at the same time because for me to be in an organization for a year, 2 years, 3 years, you have to be doing something right. Well, well, with the things I'm learning now, I think what I would say is that don't seek fulfillment in the places that you work. for those who have found fulfillment in the work that they're doing in the organizations they are in, kudos to you. Great job. I'm happy for you. But to the rest of us who are still trying to find our place in the world, who are still trying different things, who are wondering, is something wrong? Like, why can't I seem to settle down with a job or with a role? Don't try to find external fulfillment in the work that you do. Just, it's work. WORK. Just do the work and go home. But I would say this one thing. Try and mingle with people, try and build bonds. You see, is much better when you are working in a place where you have good relationship with people. So even if the work is boring, even if the work is whatever it is unpleasant, but the people make it so much better. I would say this for all of the organizations that I've worked at, the people were fantastic. I have been privileged and honored and blessed to have met beautiful people, and uh, I won't take that for granted. So that's why I say, like, you meet people and then it breaks my heart when you now like leave the job, because as you're leaving the job, you're leaving those people behind. But yeah, don't try to find fulfillment in your job. Don't take it personally. Avoid attaching too much emotions in the work that you're doing, because at the end of the day, you'll be burnt out and the work would still go on. They would still need your input. And when you're feeling all these resentments, when you're feeling all these negative feelings, it's not going to do anybody any good, because at the end of the day you're the one hurting yourself. So yeah, once it's 5 o'clock, it's time for you to clock out. Please clock out. Once it's 6 o'clock, please clock out. If there anything, if there anything that what am I saying? If there's anything that needs to be done, like you've not been able to complete it, see if it's not brain surgery, like if lives are not dependent on it, to be honest, like you're not working in a health sector where lives are actually dependent on you, that that thing you can get it done the next day. Honest to God. Honest to God. I think one thing that I really appreciate from the last place that I worked at was that the time was our working hours was from 9 to 6, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And so me knowing that you see, I'm a recovery workaholic, because I don't, that's not a good title, workaholic, that making work your personality, working round the clock. No, that's not healthy at all. I used to be like that in the past. So joining this organization and seeing that they clocked out by 6 p.m., one thing I was intentional about was never taking home my laptop with me. I'm like, for me to close by 6 p.m., I would still spend about more than an hour back home because of the traffic and the bus station, all of that, like how it's set up here in Lagos. So knowing that I had that hour to get home. So before I do all of that, getting home is like past 7 to 8. Sometimes I would get home by 9 if there are no buses. So is it around that time that I will not get home, take a shower, eat something? That's if I even feel hungry. Then I now open my laptop and say I want to work. Like if I don't, like, knock some sense into your head. So no, I didn't do that. So I was very intentional about not going home with my laptop, knowing that once it's 6 p.m. I've clocked out. Please, yeah. Sometimes I will admit there were many times that I stayed back past 6 because I knew that once I leave, like there is nothing that would make me open anything work related. So if there was anything I needed to quickly finish up or I wanted to share that needed approval, I know that this thing I wanted to go out the next day, but it needs approval and taking the entire day to make it happen. There are some there are some tasks that require like the entire day while you have other tasks that people are depending on you for. So you have to attend to the ones people are depending on you for while still trying to complete your own major task. So it those periods that would result in me staying back late just to try and finish up my own work, knowing that okay, well, this one is dependent on just me. Like nobody is dependent on me to complete a task for them to carry on and yes. So yeah, so those were the only times that I would stay back and complete what I needed to complete. And then once that was done, I'll just push it off for approval, log out, go home, and until the next day. In fact, I won't even see. Another thing I also did was I made sure not to have the email in my personal phone because I'm like nobody's about to disturb me with email notification. I'm not about to be receiving any email about work while I'm at home. No. So the only time you see me receive an email is when I'm at work and I'm using the work laptop. That's the only time like, it was very rare for me to log into the email on my personal phone. So I made sure that, and again, honest, God bless them. I was never added to the WhatsApp group. I hate WhatsApp groups. All those notifications just going off. No, please. So I already turned off WhatsApp notification, and luckily for me, I wasn't added to any. Well, I wasn't added to the main work group. Yeah. So I had all of these strategies in place just to prevent me from working overtime. Like in order for me to create that balance and say, okay, Vanessa, work is work, personal hours are personal hours, use it for yourself. I am grateful. I'm grateful. I have learned, I've met people, but I like to know what do you guys think about job hopping and on the question of quitting, do you quit things easily? Why do you think you do that? I have my personal reasons why, well, I'm discovering personal reasons why I quit things easily, but not people. I don't quit people, but I quit things. So I have my own personal reasons why I quit things easily, but I'm recovering, or rather, I am learning. I am unlearning it and just trying to form good habits to just understand myself. Okay, Vanessa, sometimes staying staying can be good for you. Building that consistency can be good for you. It can be good for your future. So, like, if you, to be honest, I heard something in church. Um, if you don't overcome something, how would you know that you're an overcomer? You can't call yourself an overcomer if you haven't overcome a problem, right? So why not try and see this thing through? And then you can say, okay, and then you can see what becomes out of it. And there's this word from my mentor, and he said, when you succeed, like when you finally overcome that barrier, obstacle, whatever it is that you're facing, when you succeed, when you overcome, you honor God and you uplift your loved ones, you uplift your family, you uplift your community. And that for me has been ringing in my head since then. Like, it's so profound. And I've held on to those words. And I'm just like, okay, Vanessa, when I succeed, when I overcome, I will honor God. So I'm I'm taking that personally and I I want to see it through. I want to see the Vanessa who perseveres. So patience, like if you've not discovered or if you've not realized from all my ramblings, patience is not a virtue of mine. Perseverance is not a virtue of mine. So these are things that I'm trying to build now. And I I'm looking forward to the results, but I'm learning to appreciate this journey that I'm on, and I'm grateful for the experience. So yeah, I hope to hear from you. Your thoughts on job hopping. Have you ever job hopped before? What was it like? And let us know about, or rather, let me know about your thoughts on quitting. Do you quit things? Why do you quit things? And I hope this episode has been a blessing to you, because really that's the point of everything. Like, we ought to be blessings to one another and see that we become better versions of ourselves. Thank you and God bless you. Bye bye.